Hello and welcome, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read 7-card draw for this full moon in Aquarius, waxing to new in Virgo, February 2021. And boy, is that a mouthful. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. And I'm also a fellow Earth sign, and I am in big time support of every Earth sign on planet Earth, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, which is a good chunk of the population. Why? Because we're the only sane ones. Grounded and all that jazz. Oh, I'm allowed to tease. But let's get up in this, shall we? This is a 7-card draw. 1 card drawn from 7 different card systems. This time we have 3 oracles, 2 tarot decks, and 2 healing systems. Look, I did math. 3 plus 2 plus 2 is 7. Congratulate me. You should give me a like for that, because I'm extremely verbal. You saw my SAT scores. I did so well in the verbal and so horrible in the math, but what are you going to do? That's life in the big city at the time. That being said, this is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It is a what do I need read, meaning that we are going to use these divination systems, although 2 are healing systems, to get you the clues, tips, and hints that you need for a specific time. This is not a timeless read. This is a very much a timed read. We are looking at the new moon in Aquarius on Thursday, the 11th of February, 2:06 p.m., but it goes void, of course, at the exact same time it happens. So we're getting like 0, like new moon energy in terms of the lunar. Excellent waning moon to dark moon, though, if you want to really do that. You might want to check your full moon to new moon next reads that are already up on the channel. Did that, what, I guess 2 weeks ago? But we are looking then to the waxing of that, the building, the increasing of that moon to the full moon in Virgo on Saturday, the 27th of February, 3:17 a.m. You might want to do your magic, your intention work on that Friday night before catch the waxing side of it. Other than that, I think that's all you need to know at the moment, except that all the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, so I can add to them very easily, and there are some cool links on the way down there too. Other stuff that I do, and if you'd like to book me for a reading, honestly, the easiest way is just add me as a friend on Facebook, and we do it through Facebook Messenger. You can pay me, and we can do it in a Facebook Messenger video call. You don't have to add me as a friend, and I never scope and probe somebody's profile before I do that. Are you kidding? Hermes would have my head. I'd be glad to give him some. Anyway, that being said, shall we get up in this gig? All I ask of you is that if you can, put both feet on the floor, stay in the present moment, grounded, not hard for earth signs, right? Focus on your breath so that you can feel in your energy system, maybe even your nervous system, what resonates and what doesn't. Cool, cool? Guess that's about it. Let's do this. Breathe. You know, I know these readings don't get as much views as, you know, the soulmate reads and the true love reads, right? Because everybody, particularly this past year, has been thirsty. But these, I think, are like spiritual counseling, right? It just really gives you like what to be aware of, what you need in this case to wax, to build, to grow, or attract to you this new moon to full moon next. So let's do this one more time. They had more to say. Here we go. We're starting with the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue, kind of get you the general energy of the angel that you need to call upon, work with, pray to, etc. Whatever you do, however you work with angels, if at all, right? Just be aware that this is the group of healing angels offering help to you that you need to be aware that they're offering so that you can receive it. Here we go. And plugged in. Hello, my angels and archangels of Earth and the sign of Taurus, the Arielites, the Urielites, and the Aureolites. Please, 1 card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video. Who or what is the healing angel, the healing collective angels, right? That they need to work with, call upon as a starting energy here. This new moon in Aquarius, waxing full to Virgo, February 2021. The healing angels of enchantment. Now, not my favorite word on planet Earth, because enchantment essentially means something is not as it appears to be. Even the song, Some Enchanted Evening, they weren't expecting to meet a stranger across a crowded room, right? An enchanted object is usually something hidden in plain sight, right? Well, it looks like a brick, but if you touch it or step on it, you turn into a flamingo, you know, like that kind of thing. I much prefer reality, as I believe you do as well. I want to know the tea. What's the truth? See what's there. I am a huge advocate, supporter, and lover of the work of Terry Pratchett, and I highly recommend, God rest his soul, goddess rest his soul, that you check out the Tiffany Aching series. I learned more about witchcraft in those series of books. Young adult, didn't matter. Love them all. In fact, I have Wintersmith right behind me there. I think that's the third in the series of 5. So good. And his last book that he wrote was actually Shepherd's Crown. That was in the Tiffany Aching series. I miss him terribly. I hope his daughter turns everything he ever done into a movie so I can watch it and giggle with laughter. But he talks about first sight and second sight in that first book, We Free Men, W-E-E-F-R-E-E-M-E-N, Crivens. And they say, you know, forget about second sight. Can you see what's there? Right? You see what is. And that's why here we have this. Actually, it's a unicorn. Now people go, oh, I love unicorns. See what's there. It's a wild animal, tons of muscle, with a deadly weapon on its head, right? Can only be tamed by a virgin. Where are you going to find one? Not necessarily a Virgo, right? So tricky. I mean, tricky stuff. What would the healing angel of enchantment do? Help you see through the enchantment? There is also, and it says in the little booky book that comes with it, that the fairies of the universe are working behind the scenes, and that may very well be true, and that is certainly an aspect of enchantment. When the divine is kind of manipulating shit behind the scenes that you can't see, that you don't know about, everything looks normal, everything looks boring, and yet that's just how things appear to be. So that healing angel might help you see through the, let's put it this way, lies, illusions, deceptions, delusions, and glamours, right? Something can have a lot of glamour around it, but, you know, you wipe that off, it's like, ugh, yikes. So you need to call upon this angel to see what's there. Forget about second sight, focus on first sight. First sight and second thoughts. Oh, I miss you, Terry Pratchett. Sticking with the angels, we're going to work with the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. The reason why I say sticking with the angels is because I have dedicated, cleansed, and consecrated and empowered this deck to Archangel Ariel, one of the archangels of Earth. She is my personal archangel because her name, Ariel, is she's the Archangel of Lyons. Essentially, my name is Mark Angelo Lyons, and I did not name myself as an infant because my brother's name is Matthew, my great-grandfather's name is Angelo, so Mark, Angelo, Lyons. Sometimes the signs are billboard size and you still don't see them. So let's get up in this gig. The Crystal Oracle. I love this deck. Breathe. Earth sign that I am. My beloved Archangel Ariel. Please, can I have one card in clarity for the Taurus Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video? What is the Crystal Oracle message that they need? Whether it's the stone itself, what's written in the book, any combination of that. Maybe they have their own experience with this gem, crystal, or mineral. So please, what's the stone, the crystal oracle that they need this new moon in Aquarius waxing? Too full in Virgo, February 20, February 2021, Carnelian. I have a love affair with Carnelian. Second chakra stone for me, very much about sex, creativity, money, all that second chakra stuff. So let's see what it is. I was so shocked going through this book and actually using it with clients and in these readings to see how deep and sometimes very specific these are. Carnelian keywords: healing, creativity, energy, calmness, that's nice, grounding, why not, and stability, which I think is a really nice antidote to enchantment, honestly. This wonderful crystal offers you protection and healing. It will help dissolve the sadness you have recently experienced, as well as calm your thoughts and ease any anxiety. Now, the next two cards we're going to do after this are the tarot, the two tarot decks. So Daughters of the Moon should show me what's going on inside of you if there is sadness or emotional stuff and anxiety going on in there. Carnelian will also help you express your emotions and stimulate your creativity. Now look, I've never met a Taurus that had a problem telling me what was what. I love Taurians. I find them incredibly stabilizing, and they're the only sign of the zodiac that can get away with having 10,000 tchotchkes in every single room. I almost said 10,000 chakras. You are encouraged to take up a creative pursuit or hobby at this time. And hobbies are lovely because you don't have to produce a product that people will buy, right? It's just something purely for your own creativity to flow, as indicated with this carnelian. Start to express yourself in whatever way you choose without judgment, which also means without editing. If you have planets in Virgo, I feel for you because, yeah. Working with color will be especially helpful at the moment, for color can also help to stabilize and heal your emotions. Very, very true. Over the coming days, you will begin to feel a renewed sense of peace, joy, and wonderment for life. Give thanks for the wondrous blessing you are receiving, which is really good for a waxing moon read. This is totally something that, regardless of whether you can see what is going on, you call upon that healing angel of enchantment and then start creating. Now, carnelian is not expensive. It's not hard to find. It depends on the size of it. Perhaps if it is gem quality, you might pay a bit, you know, like in a ring or a pendant or something. But you can find tumbled carnelian online very easily, and just make sure you know what you're getting, right? I always say go with a trusted vendor. I wonder if Heaven on Earth in Massachusetts is still around. They were like it back in the 90s. Everybody got their Moldavite from them. Can't handle it myself. All right, so enchantment and carnelian, which also with that grounding feels really good for you, right? Which means that instead of running around like a chicken with your head cut off because you don't know what's going on and it looks one way but it feels another, it's like, I'm going to stay grounded and just watch the movie and see how this unfolds and maybe express myself creatively as well. If there is emotional stuff, some mental stress going on in this situation, as the Carnelian Oracle said, let's find out. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, what do you need to be aware of inside of yourself? Chakric coordinates, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, the interior world, the world behind your eyes. Breathe. Mental, emotional, spiritual power, right? The yin aspect. Please, my goddesses of Earth and the sign of Taurus, can I please have one card in clarity for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video? What do they... There's the Four of Cups. That would be the emotional upset card, but let's I don't take jumpers. Let's see if it comes around again. What is the tarot card? The Daughters of the Moon card, that to kind of indicate what they most need to be aware of, maybe something to build upon, to wax, to embrace this full moon. I'm sorry, new moon in Aquarius, waxing to full in Virgo. Close enough. Not the Four of Cups, the Four of Flames. Now in this deck it is not that happy, happy, joy, joy. Oh, it's an engagement and it's a marriage. That's right or wait. And even that, I don't really get that, but whatever. It's the 1111 card. I used to work for Solara. Believe me, I don't need the 1111 card in my life anymore. This is a card of conflict. Conflict. Now, usually you would see this maybe in the Five of Wands, but this is the Four of Flames. Two archers facing each other, but fueled by one dragon, right? If you don't look, it looks like, oh, there are two dragons. No, there's only one, right? So inside of you, there might very well be conflict. One foot on the gas, one foot on the brake. And it is very much that feeling I was getting with this enchantment. It's like, but why isn't it what it's supposed to be? Like, I thought it was this and all this time, right? There might be clouds around it, but it is creating a conflict of desire in you. This is very Abraham Hicks. I want it, but, right? Like, pull the butt out of your desire. I want it, but, right? So there is one foot on the gas, one foot on the brake here. Brilliant metaphor. Old automatic transmissions, when they used to stall, I remember having to just gas brake just to keep the car from stalling out. When I would drive next to Barney and Fred. Yabba dabba do me. This really does speak to something of that carnelian, and if it is that kind of fiery thing, then what could be better than channeling that into some sort of artistic or creative venture? Pound dough, right? You know, make some pasta, make some bread, right? Whatever it is that you do, clean the crap out of your house, but redecorate it as you go because it's your house, not theirs. Thank you, Trixie and Katya. Right? So the Four of Flames, it is a temporary place, but it is very much like being in the center of a crucible in this, where it could be one side of you wants to see clearly, one side of you doesn't. One part of you wants to surrender, the other one wants to take charge. We all have these different voices inside of ourselves. So using carnelian to help you move that energy through you in a constructive and creative way, like a hobby. Like, you don't have to write a book and publish it unless you do, right? For artists, some of the best art has come out of conflict, right? How we resolve it, allowing that energy to move through us, giving those voices the opportunity to be heard, even if by nobody else but ourselves. Art therapy. Let's see, what does this look like on the outside? What do you need to be aware of in the outside world? We just did the inside world, the yin. This would be the yang. What you need to be aware of, this could also be how you appear from the outside in, or it could be the external situation this is all connected to. Only you're going to know that. Please take a nice deep breath. My gods of Earth and the sign of Taurus, please can I have one card in clarity for this Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sun watching this video? What is it they need to be aware of in terms of the outside world? Lower 3 chakra, correspondence, root, sacrum, solar plexus, please. They've got the Angel of Enchantment offering their help, maybe to guide them through all realms and enchantments. The Stone of Carnelian there, that creativity, that grounding, that calmness, that for that conflict could be helpful, and also really speaking about that creativity of giving room and an outlet for those conflicting desires, just because it's element of fire there. So please, my gods, what do they need to be aware of outside of themselves this new moon in Aquarius, waxing full to Virgo, February 2021, 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups, somebody walked away from something and deeper into themselves. I have to say that with this card because this is Psyche, the Greek word for the soul, bride to Eros, son of Aphrodite and Aries, sent into the underworld to retrieve some beauty queen, some beauty cream from Persephone, the queen of the underworld, bride of Hades, to bring it back to Aphrodite, her mother-in-law at that time, but does not give her consent and therefore is still a mortal. Towards the end of it, though, she gets elevated to be a goddess, right? And that word Psyche is also butterfly. Go figure, right? The soul and the butterfly. So even those stages of it. So if someone has walked away from you, or you are having the conflict about walking away from somebody, remember that it's fine to walk away from something, but walk into yourself before you walk into something else, right? This 8 of Cups, there is love here, right? Though there are emotions here. So it's not about leaving them behind. It's about taking the journey inside of yourself to find that 9th cup, which we all know is wish fulfillment and emotional fulfillment, right? And then you meet that person who brings the Ace of Cups, making your 9 a 10, right? And so this is a necessary part of the journey, but to be aware of that, and that you have an internal conflict about it. Now, if somebody walked away from you and you don't know what the hell's going on because things are not as they appeared to be, keep that in mind. They may be in that process as well. Doesn't necessarily mean it's romantic sexual. We got a couple of more cards, well, 3 more to hit the table. And again, general read. Take what resonates. Okay, we've got 2 oracles, 2 tarot. Let's do our 2 healing systems, and then we will get our last oracle. Something made a click over there. I brought it out of Mothballs, the Chuck Spezzano love pack, but only half of it. The suit of problems is back there on the table. Here we are dealing with the other 3 suits, the suit of luck, the suit of grace, and the suit of healing. Let's see what the ascended masters, right? Angels, gods, goddesses, ascended masters, and higher selves. They are in order this time. So let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say about this. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, okay. Ascended Masters General Assembly. I don't know that this is so soul contract. We're really not seeing any court cards here. This could be about anything. This could be walking away from an unfulfilling situation, a job, a person, anything. So please, my Ascended Masters General Assembly, one card in clarity. What is the piece of luck they need to be aware of, or the piece of healing they need to embrace and implement, or the piece of grace that they need to be aware is permeating this situation, that they need to allow in and to flow with this sorry, I keep doing that, this new moon in Aquarius, waxing to full in Virgo, February 2021. You got the luck card of true love. This is a true love situation. True love is indeed divine love in human form. True love relationships, to me, are the implosion of twin flame and soulmate. They're a whole different thing, but they're fifth dimensional. That's why they're so damn hard to manifest. The course of true love never did run smooth. Thank you, William Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's Dream. And he's right. And he's been right ever since, and it was true, if not the truth before that. True love has to be tested and has to be tried through conflict and withdrawal, shadow work in the underworld. I would even add that to this, although that's more of a waning moon thing. And certainly, if you are feeling chained or bound to somebody, they're also saying not necessarily all true love contracts, relationships are romantic sexual. Certainly parent and child can have true love, right? Best friends can have true love. But it is still an aspect of divine love manifest in physical form. The path of true love, which are the other readings I'm doing simultaneously with this. Oh yeah, the Taurus one's already up. You might want to go check out your Path of True Love read that I put out a couple of days ago, last week. I'm just going with it. What my guides tell me to do, I do, but I'm a Virgo. I have them all listed. I have checklists. I mean, the reason why I'm just like, oh God, because the path of true love is so challenging, right? So of course you're going to know who the other person is in this, right? Because true love, you may or may not have it for everybody, unless you're an Ascended Master in physical form, which I'm sure there are a bunch of them, right? You know, you look at the Dalai Lama, right? You look at some of the spiritual greats throughout time. They really mastered unconditional love, which, yes, is an expression of divine love, but true love conquers all. True love breaks all curses. True love heals all, though not usually in the way we expect it to. So how can it heal all unless you go in? I think this could be seen as you, even if somebody did walk away, and even if you did walk away, to go into yourself, to embrace both sides of this conflict and give it some kind of creative expression. Because you're dealing with true love, you might as well heal yourself, because in a true love entanglement, as you heal, the other heals simultaneously, though maybe in different areas of life. The Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn, also blessed, consecrated, dedicated to the Ascended Masters, but now we're going to ask the Ascended Masters of True Love, which is a specific branch, like in a lawyer's office. They're like the contract lawyers of True Love. Breathe. I see you giggling over there, my Ascended Masters. Please, one card in clarity for the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video because they're dealing with an enchantment, right? So things look one way, but you're saying actually the Ascended Masters, this is a true love thing you're dealing with, and it's never easy until it is, right? That they need to work with carnelian, right, to deal with that emotional, keep them calm, keep them grounded, but also give them some creative outlet with some of this conflict that they need to deal with within themselves, with that Four of Flames on the inner and that Eight of Cups on the outer, which can very much be them from the outside looking in, going into themselves, going into the underworld, which is not hell, but which is the sub and unconscious mind. The subconscious being the river Styx, if you want to play Greek. I do. And then into the underworld, which would be the unconscious mind, right? To kind of bring things up. And getting down into the underworld is cake. It's getting back, right? So please, my Ascended Masters, you who gave us this true love card, what is the perfect healing mantra for my beloved Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs this new moon in Aquarius waxing to full in Virgo, February 2021. Demystifying the darkness. This is about shadow work. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. You can't read that. It's white ink on a purple pastel card under studio lights. I made my own. Demystifying the darkness. It is a brilliant mantra. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. Now, usually I kind of reserve the shadow work aspect, embracing the shadow, whatever you want, the shamanic descent, whatever you want to call it, soul retrieval, for the waning moons, because there's a lot of alchemy in there, right? Lead to gold, 3 atoms burning off from lead to make gold. But this might very well be about building your clarity about what's actually going on here, making you stronger by integrating these pieces of the shadow, because your shadow shows you where your love needs to be sent. Read this from the bookiness of the bookie book. Demystifying the darkness. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. Matt Kahn's really brilliant author, wonderful teacher. If he's your cup of kale tea, he's really into kale. I diverge there. I'd rather have bacon, thank you. But he wrote his first book. He's written 3 so far. I believe he's working on a 4th. Whatever arises, love that. This is more like go in and whatever you find, love that. When darkness is demystified, oh, and here we are, right? The mystery of the enchantment. When darkness is demystified, the scariest feelings, thoughts and ideas and beliefs are seen as cries for attention from your most hurt and broken parts. Once the darkness is illuminated, you are able to be the light that transforms the dark instead of hiding in the light to avoid moments of darkness, known as spiritual bypassing of emotions, right? Oh no, if I feel this, my vision board will combust and burn my life down. No. If it's coming up to be loved. Just as the light can acknowledge how much pain lurks in darkness, it is the power of your unconditional love that brings your shadow out of hiding. And this is the true love aspect, at least of yourself, as you're going down into the underworld, dealing with this stuff inside of you that may be triggered by something that doesn't ordinarily trigger you, right? Something is calling you within to demystify the darkness. This mantra is ideal for overcoming fear, dealing with night terrors, and transcending the perception of scarcity. Course in Miracles actually says that you cannot have a thought of fear without lack or a thought of lack without fear, right? So someone leaving or walking away from something, to go into yourself, because even if it's something that's like, I don't know why I'm so conflicted over this, it might be because you have previous experiences where you did not process all of that stuff. So it's kind of sitting there inside of you, calling in your shadow. And I have to say, in my experience, a good 70 to 80%, and it's probably more than that, of our shadow is stuff from childhood, because who was taught how to process that stuff, right? Inner child work is a brilliant way of embracing the shadow, and it's much more gentle, in my experience and opinion. Right, boys? I got my kittens. My kittens, they're all mooses. My 3 sons, feeling very Fred McMurray realness right now. Please take a nice deep breath. As we get the last card on the table here, the Whispers of Love Oracle from the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, and that would include you, obviously your higher selves, as well as if there is anyone else involved. If this true love thing is really just about you loving and healing yourself, I get it. 9 times out of 10, it's soul contract oriented, right? That there's somebody triggering it, right? Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, the higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension above, 8th chakra and above. I need 1 card in clarity for this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, what is the Whisper of Love? The piece of information, inspiration, or insight that they need, considering they've got enchantment, carnelian, conflict, 8 of cups, true love, and demystifying the darkness. Their shadow showing them where their love needs to be sent. What do you got for them, the higher selves of all involved, for this beloved Taurus, this new moon in Aquarius waxing to Virgo. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. There is somebody else involved here, or maybe a bunch of them, that is triggering this conflict within you, but I think this conflict within you has been there in the cell tissue. I'm not going to say from your childhood, I don't know you, but that's my sense, is that it's been building up and building up and building up. You've been, later, no, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. And now the shadow has more power as a result of it. So it is getting your attention here. So if it feels like things are gone a little bit wacky, Carolyn May says, and I'm not going to say you're having a dark night of the soul, but she did this brilliant lecture. I had it on audio cassette. That's how long it was. Spiritual madness, right? It's about dark night of the soul. And she says, when your life, well, she didn't use this language. This isn't an accurate quote. But when your life gets fucked up beyond your ability to fuck it up, probably your dark night of the soul, you feel completely abandoned by the divine, you are sitting in the palm of its hand. It is a highly, highly, highly powerful form of spiritual transformation that pretty much sucks beginning, middle, and end. Or this could be shamanic descent. This actually could be going down into the underworld voluntarily or involuntary to do the healing that is necessary, to love those parts of you that have not been loved, allowing them a creative expression. So for you to focus on love here, looking for the good attributes in each and every person in your life, including yourself and including these conflicts inside of you. If it's an ethical conflict, it's good to be an ethical conflict because you get to feel that out. Maybe you are resetting boundaries, right? The boundaries that we had as children don't necessarily do well. I say it all the time. If you've been watching me for, the past couple of years, it is very much don't talk to strangers is great for a 4-year-old. It's a nightmare in a 44-year-old. How the hell are you going to order pizza? Fine, so you can text it in, right? DoorDash. I have no sponsors at this point. Someday maybe I will. So let me put this all together for you in the blessing that I like to do. It's sort of the best part of this for me as the grace of prayer flows through me. Please take a nice deep breath. My beloved pantheons of the divine, may this Taurus collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign who's watching this video be blessed with all that they need. This new moon in Aquarius waxing to full in Virgo, that they may focus on love, looking for the good attributes in each and every person in their life, including themselves and their shadows, so that they may demystify the darkness, their shadow showing them where their love needs to be sent, because there is a true love thing going on here. They need to be aware of the luck that has come to them, that they are actually dealing with a true love situation here, that they need to go inside and resolve this conflict. Whether it's I've been hurt before, I've been abused before, I've been neglected before, I've lost love before, all of that, some of that, so that they need to call upon the angel of enchantment, perhaps not just to be guided through this mysterious time, particularly in the underworld, looking through the illusions into the truth, but maybe just really seeing what's actually there, seeing what is actually true in their lives as they make that descent into the underworld. The Nine of Cups going not just away from something, which is probably absolutely accurate for most of you, most of them, but really finding their own depth, their own emotions, going deeper into themselves for their own healing with the energy of carnelian, calmness, creativity, right? That clarity that would help ground them through this time of mystery, emotion, and demystifying darkness. For their well-being, for whoever they are dealing with in this true love relationship, for their well-being, and for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. There you have it. If you liked it, if you got something out of it, please hit the like button. You want more, subscribe. You feel like commenting, please do. I love reading the comments. If you get a thumbs up and a heart, that's me. And usually I will comment at some later date, because I do like doing that at 3 in the morning when I can't sleep, because the guides are talking to me all night long. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this new moon to full next February 2021, my darlings. Hail. Farewell. and blessed, blessed be.